The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the wonderful new Kraft Deluxe Slices, those perfect slices of extra mellow-tasting pasteurized processed cheese. When you shop tomorrow, look in your grocer's dairy case for those neat square packages marked Kraft Deluxe Slices. As neat as they are, every package holds 8 big slices of delicious processed cheese. 8 perfect slices that are cut, wrapped, and sealed for you by Kraft. So remember to look for those handy packages and try all 5 grand kinds of Kraft Deluxe Slices. Well, let's see what's doing at the Great Gildersleeve's house this morning. Little Leroy is just knocking on his uncle's door, and by the tone of his voice, he's trying to get out of something.
Unc!
Yes, Leroy? Come in.
Thanks, Unc. I don't have to be in the Summerfield Centennial, do I?
What's this, my boy?
They're auditioning all the school kids for the pageant. They want me to be a singing Indian.
You're singing Indian? Well, Leroy, I think you'd make a fine Indian.
Are you kidding? I don't have to sing, do I, Unc, do I?
No, Leroy, why not?
I'd just be wasting their time and my time.
No, you wouldn't, my boy.
You don't think so? By the land of the sky, blue waters.
Yeah, you're right. You'd be wasting your time.
Key, I don't have to do it, huh, Unc?
Well, I think you should offer to be in it. You can't carry a tune, but you might carry a hatchet.
Oh, Unc, I don't want to be in the old pageant.
Now, Leroy, this centennial is going to be quite a thing. There's an article here in the newspaper about the pageant.
Pageant's magent.
Here, listen to this. The city is agog over the approaching celebration. It was 100 years ago that Captain Otto K. Summer planted the barrel of his trusty squirrel gun in our soil and said, "I dub thee Summerfield."
Oh, brother. My teacher says they're even going to have a guy out there dressed like Captain Summer singing.
Yes, I'll have to have somebody impersonate him. That'll be the leading role. Say, let me read this again. Squirrel gun, our soil. Auditions are being held at... Well, excuse me, Leroy, I have to go.
Where are you going?
Captain Otto K. Summer is going to the audition. In the land of the sky, blue water.
What a character.
Well, I didn't do badly on the audition. Nice fellow, that pageant producer. I could tell I impressed him, too. He smiled when I hit that high note. Me. Oh, Gildersleeve, you're dynamite. Yeah, sure. He'll pick me for the title role. I think I'll stop in the barber shop and let Floyd meet Captain Otto K. Summer.
Well, if it ain't the water commissioner.
Hello, Floyd.
Hop right up in the chair, Commish.
Well, I don't need anything, Floyd. Just thought you'd like to know I'm singing in the Summerfield Centennial.
You don't say. What you gonna sing, Commish? Cool water?
Cool water. Floyd, I can see you haven't the faintest idea what this pageant is all about. Yeah, I just auditioned for Mr. Hoyland. He's the man who came out from Kansas City to stage the pageant.
Yeah, he's quite a guy.
Yeah? What do you know about him?
I just know he's got his eye on me for the title role, that's all.
You, Floyd? Did you go down and audition, too?
No, he come in for a shave, so I sung for him while he was in the chair.
A singing barber.
Yeah, regular Figaro. That's me.
Floyd, if you think you're set for the title role, you're mistaken.
Well, yeah, I had him charmed, Commish. His whiskers come off like wet wallpaper.
Floyd, I'm going to sing the role of Captain Summer.
Is that so?
He even had me practice Captain Summer's song. In Summerfield I take my stand to live and die on this dear land.
He had me sing that, too.
You.
Oh, here comes the judge.
Hello, Horace.
In Summerfield I take my stand to live and die in this dear land.
You too?
What do you mean, me too, Gildy? I just auditioned for the part of Captain Otto K. Summer.
You judge with that shiver in your voice, you don't sound like summer, you sound like a cold winter.
The commish thinks he's going to play the captain.
You, Gildy, you're too big to play Captain Summer, but you might be his horse and let me ride you in piggyback.
Very funny, Judge. But I'm going to be Captain Summer.
I'm going to be Captain Summer.
I know I'm going to get the role.
You...
The pageant's going to be outdoors, and my voice carries.
You can say that again. It never stops.
Oh, balderdash. That's better than sounding like a bullfrog in a well.
Who sounds like a bullfrog?
The telephone. No, I'll answer it.
I'll answer it. I pay the rent.
Very well.
You nosy old goat.
Floyd's barber shop's your nickel. Oh, hello, Marjorie. Yeah, he is. Commish, it's for you.
For me?
It's your niece.
Marjorie? I wonder what she wants. Hello, my dear.
Uncle Mort, I've been calling all over town for you.
You have? Anything wrong?
No, but a Mr. Hoyland phoned.
Oh, yes. He's in charge of the Centennial Pageant. What did he want?
Well, he wanted to contact you before you made any plans for this evening. He wants to come over and talk to you.
He does? Well.
He made it sound very important.
It is important. It means I'm singing the title role. That's all.
What's this, Gildy?
Oh, good for you, Unky.
Yeah, thank you, my dear. Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, fellas, I guess you heard that.
I heard it, but I can't believe it.
Now, Floyd, there are plenty of parts in the pageant for everybody, and I'll see that you get one.
I was certain I'd get that role. My voice carries so well.
You don't feel badly, Judge. If you dye your hair and put a feather in it, you can be an Indian with Leroy.
Gildy?
Well, I ain't going to be left out. What can I be, Commish?
Floyd, you can put on one of your barber sheets and be the judge's teepee. Yeah.
Gosh, Unc, you mean you're going to be the big cheese of the whole pageant?
Well, Leroy, why else would Mr. Hoyland of Kansas City be coming out to see me? Why shouldn't I be the big cheese?
Yes, Leroy, why shouldn't he? Okay, so he's a big cheese.
Gildersleeve,
Yes, Birdie?
how many cups of cocoa do you think you'll need tonight?
You better make a pot full, Birdie.
Yes, sir.
Cocoa, Unky?
Yes, my dear. When Mr. Hoyland arrives, I'm going to serve cocoa and crumpets.
Crumpets? Well, tally-ho.
Leroy, that sort of thing impresses artistic people. And besides, the warm cocoa will keep me in good voice. No doubt you want to hear me sing.
I sure hope you get your pot, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah, thank you, Birdie.
Yes, sir. You go throw the book at him, Mr. Gildersleeve. Cocoa, crumpets, and crooning.
Yeah, I will, Birdie.
Yes, sir. That'll sort the leading part for you. Cocoa, crumpets, and crooning.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Mr. Gildersleeve will get the leading part because he's throwing the book at him. Cocoa, crumpets, and crooning.
Yeah, all right,
Mr.
Birdie.
Gildersleeve, you know how you get the leading part?
Yes,
That's
Birdie.
right. Cocoa, crumpets, and crooning.
Birdie's awfully happy for you, Unky.
Yeah, Birdie's a jewel.
Now, that must be the guy at the door. I'll let him in.
Not in that Hopalong Cassidy sweatshirt, Leroy.
You better come upstairs with me, Leroy.
Heck no, I want to stay and watch. I've never seen anybody from Kansas City.
My goodness. Upstairs, Leroy scoot.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, hello, Mr. Hoyland. Come right in.
Thank you. It's a little chilly out.
Yes. How about a cup of hot cocoa?
Cocoa?
You can enjoy cocoa and crumpets while I croon.
Thanks, Mr. Gildersleeve, but that isn't necessary.
Now, Mr. Hoyland, I'll be happy to.
I know, but the reason I came
Excuse
over...
me. Ready? Just be seated by the piano, Mr. Hoyland. The cocoa will be right in.
You
must be rather fatigued after auditioning so many bad voices.
As a matter of fact, I discovered one remarkably fine voice.
Well, I've been singing for quite some time.
Yes. Mr. Gildersleeve, this may come as a complete surprise to you.
No,
but
on the contrary. I expected it.
I see that now. Mr. Gildersleeve, the reason I'm here is...
Excuse me. Birdie, you just put the cocoa on the coffee table.
Yes, sir. Then I'll go get the trumpet. Good evening, Mr. Hoyland.
Good evening.
Yeah? Do you know Birdie?
Oh, yes, indeed. She auditioned with members of the choir from her church.
She did? Well, Birdie, you didn't tell me you auditioned.
No, sir.
You have a lot of talent in your home, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah, thank you.
Birdie, I wonder if you'd mind singing that solo for me again.
I'd be glad to if it's all right with Mr. Gildersleeve.
Certainly. Yes, indeed. You go right ahead. And then I'll sing.
I'll play for you, Birdie.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on here.
All right, Birdie.
Going home, going home. I'm a-going home. Quiet like some still day. I'm just going home. It's not far, just close by, through an open door. Work all done, care laid by, going to fear no more. Mother's there, expecting me. Father's waiting too. Lots of folks gathered there. All the friends I knew. All the friends I knew.
Oh, that was beautiful, Birdie. Really beautiful. But I don't get it. Birdie has a good voice, but she couldn't possibly play Captain Otto K. Summer.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, I just wanted to confirm what I felt all along.
Oh?
Birdie has a remarkably fine voice, and I'd like to arrange for her to study in Kansas City, if she'd care to take advantage of it. Would you, Birdie?
Oh, Mr. Hoyland, I don't know what to say. I'm so excited. Wouldn't that cost a lot of money?
Oh, don't worry about that. There's a foundation with money available to train talent such as yours.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, ain't this wonderful?
What do you think, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yes. You're wonderful. Congratulations, Birdie.
Thank you, sir. Birdie's going to study voice in Kansas City. My land. I bet them trumpets is burnt up here.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, that's what I came here about.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, but Mr. Hoyland, what about the role of Captain Otto K. Summer?
That requires a good baritone.
You bet. That's what I was telling Floyd and the judge. I mean, go right ahead. I interrupted you. You were speaking about a good baritone voice?
Yes, I couldn't find one in Summerfield, so I'm singing Captain Summer myself.
What a sneaky way to get the leading role.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a moment. Here's some wonderful news for every one of you homemakers listening in. Now you can buy a neat package that holds 8 of the most perfect slices of the most mellow-tasting pasteurized processed cheese you've ever eaten. They're called Kraft Deluxe Slices, and they're different, really different from any other cheese in slices you've ever had. Because these slices are not cut from a loaf. That's right. These slices are formed by an amazing new Kraft invention, and they're made in a way that captures extra cheese goodness, a deep-down, mellow flavor in every perfect slice. Then immediately they're wrapped, 8 big slices to the package, and sealed by Kraft. So every slice will stay perfect and protected all the way to your kitchen. This way you'll never find slivers or broken pieces in a package of Kraft Deluxe Slices. You'll find only perfect slices, slices that are easy to separate. Open that package and just see if Kraft Deluxe Slices don't come apart even easier than you'd peel a banana. You'll find Kraft Deluxe Slices in your grocer's dairy case, so look for them when you shop tomorrow and take home several packages so you'll always have some on hand for delicious snacks and sandwiches you can fix in a jiffy. You'll never want ordinary sliced cheese again once you discover Kraft Deluxe Slices. Let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. One good thing came out of the auditions for the Summerfield Centennial. The impresario discovered Birdie. Now it's generally accepted that she'll go to Kansas City to study voice. What the great Gildersleeve finds difficult to accept is that he's losing his housekeeper.
3 days ago we had a housekeeper for life. Now we only have her for this evening.
The heck with the house. I'm worried about the cooking.
Leroy, you're always thinking about your stomach. I wonder what Birdie will have for our last dinner.
Leftovers, I guess. She's been so busy packing all day.
Yeah, Birdie's been pretty busy. But she's happy. That's the important thing.
Gosh, Unc, remember the good old days when Birdie used to come out of the kitchen carrying a big stack of waffles and a platter of bacon and eggs?
Yeah, wonderful.
And those swell apple pies with the big hunks of cheese.
Yeah. And those big, juicy pot roasts.
Now all we got left is the pot.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll miss her, my boy.
Unc, you think she really wants to go?
Well, Mr. Hoyland says it's a great opportunity for Birdie. And he wants her to start studying right away. And he's pretty persuasive.
Why didn't he stay in Kansas City? The house will fall apart.
Now, Leroy, Marjorie can take over.
What good is she? She's going to have a baby.
Well, you and Bronco and I will run the house. Oh, brother, it will fall apart.
Unc.
Hmm?
Isn't that Birdie's train ticket up on the mantel?
You know it is, Leroy.
What if that ticket should disappear?
Disappear?
What if that ticket should fall into the fireplace? Accidentally.
Leroy, how can you think of such a thing? Besides, there's no fire in the fireplace.
Well, I could light the fire and you could push the ticket off.
Leroy, I'm amazed at you. I wouldn't consider that. Still, I could light the fire and Leroy could push it off. No.
I guess we're trapped, Unc.
Yeah, I guess so, my boy. Well, let's be big about it.
I'm trying.
Good boy. I think I'll get down to Peavy's and buy Birdie a nice going-away gift.
I think I'll go raid the icebox where there's still something in it.
Hello, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
Well, Birdie's leaving tonight, Peavy.
Yes, so I hear.
And I'd like to get her a going-away present.
Very well.
Something pretty nice, Peavy. Yeah, how about this big vanity chest?
It's the best in the house, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, the best is none too good for Birdie. Just charge it.
Very well. Don't tell any of your friends, Mr. Gildersleeve, but since it's for Birdie, I'll give it to you wholesale.
Well, thank you, Peavy.
The way I see it, a person going to the city to seek a career needs every advantage.
Yeah?
You know, it brings to mind a young fellow who used to work for me. He went to Los Angeles to get on the radio.
You did?
He thought he had a voice like Nelson Eddy. But he didn't. He just had hair like him.
Well, did he get on the radio, Peavy?
No, he's a singing car hop.
Well, that doesn't sound like much of a career.
Well, with that hair, he still might make it in television.
Why doesn't he give up and come back to work for you?
Pride, Mr. Gildersleeve. When a person goes to the city and fails, it's hard to come back home.
Say, I hadn't thought of that.
Of course, I'm not saying that's going to happen to Birdie, but...
Well, if it should, it'd be a terrible thing, Peavy. It'd break her heart. I wonder if I shouldn't have a talk with her about that.
Well, I'd hate to see a fine woman like Birdie stranded in the city.
Right, George, it's my duty to have a talk with her. A lot of good voices that never get any place. Look at me.
Yes.
You know that with my voice, I could have had a musical career.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Peavy! I didn't think of this before. It's my duty to point out to Birdie the pitfalls. It's a rocky road to success. That Hoyland, he's just thinking about a voice. I'm thinking about a human being. And this human being is a good cook. Birdie!
I'm in the kitchen, Miss Gildersleeve.
Yeah, I'll just put the vanity just behind this chair until I have a talk with her. I'd much rather give it to her as a stay-at-home present than a going-away present. Are you busy, Birdie?
Just packing a lunch to eat on the train.
Yeah.
Birdie's going on the train to Kansas City.
Well, before you pack the lunch, Birdie, have you given this trip a lot of thought?
Yes, sir.
You're sure you're going to be happy? A lot of things can happen in that big city, Birdie.
Yes, and Birdie's ready for them to happen.
You are?
I got new suitcase, new shoes, and new dress. Mr. Gildersleeve, you looking at the new Birdie.
Yeah, I know that, Birdie, but...
Yes, sir, you looking at the new Birdie. I got my ticket and I'm ready to roll.
Well, that sounds nice, Birdie, but about a singing career...
Ain't that wonderful, Mr. Gildersleeve? I got to pinch myself to see if it's true. Ouch, it's true.
But, Birdie...
Of course, if you don't think I ought to go...
Oh, no, Birdie, it isn't that.
Then what was you going to say?
Well, you step into the living room, Birdie. I want to give you your stay-at-home. I mean, your going-away present.
I put Birdie's suitcase in the car, Unc.
Yeah, thank you, my boy. We'll be ready to leave in a few minutes.
Oh, Unky, wait till you see Birdie. She's stunning in that new dress.
Oh?
Yeah, I come. I hope I stunt them in Kansas City.
Well, I'm sure you will, Birdie.
Gosh, Birdie, you sure look keen.
Thank you, Leroy. You'll write to Birdie, won't you?
Oh, sure.
Oh, well, all right, Birdie. And after the baby comes, I'll send you pictures.
Yes, ma'am. I sure want to see that baby. You sure you're going to be all right, Miss Marjorie?
Oh, I'll be fine, Birdie.
Well, what about little Leroy? Is he going to get enough to eat?
You don't have to worry about that boy getting enough to eat. You just worry about yourself, Birdie.
Yes, sir. Where's Mr. Bronco? I'd like to say goodbye to him.
Well, he's working late, Birdie. He'll meet us at the train.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, it's still a little while before train time.
Yeah. What'll we do?
You will just talk, Leroy.
Well, why doesn't somebody say something?
Birdie, you sure you have everything?
Yes, sir.
How's the voice, Birdie?
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, I've been so busy. I haven't had time to try it today. And I have to sing that song for him when I get to Kansas City.
Oh, would you like to run over it once, Birdie?
Good idea.
I would like to have you play it for me once more, Miss Marjorie.
All right, Birdie.
Going home, going home. I'm a-going home. Quiet life, some still day. I'm just going home.
What's the matter, Miss Marjorie? Something wrong?
Why'd she stop playing?
What's the matter, my dear?
I'm sorry, Birdie. I got a little dizzy. I guess I'd better go upstairs and lie down.
Poor little girl. I'll help you upstairs, Miss Marjorie.
Yeah, I'll take care of her.
No, I'll help her, Unc. You and Birdie had better go.
Oh, yes, Unky. You haven't much time.
Well,
Goodbye, Birdie.
Goodbye, Miss Marjorie. Mr. Gildersleeve,
yes, Birdie?
I ain't going.
No, Birdie. Marcia will be all right. She'd be very unhappy if she thought you stayed because of her. You go and sing.
I couldn't sing a lick.
What?
I got laryngitis.
Oh, come now, Birdie.
Yes, I got laryngitis. I couldn't sing a lick. I'm staying in on Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, you know we'd love to have you, but...
And I'd love to stay. Excuse me, Mr. Gildersleeve. I got to heat some water up for my laryngitis.
You're all right, Birdie. Yeah, I wonder if Birdie's doing the right thing. Thing that'll make her happy.
Stay in the home, stay in the home.
You laryngitis. She's singing like a bird. Well, she's happy. Oh, what a fine woman.
The Great Gildersleeve will be right back. You know, folks, if everyone at your house seems to favor a different kind of processed cheese, you can still enjoy the convenience and extra mellow goodness of Kraft Deluxe slices, because these big, perfect slices that are cut and wrapped 8 to the package by Kraft come in 5 delicious kinds. There's Kraft American with scarlet pimentos added, Nut Sweet Kraft Swiss, Kraft Brick with that deep down rich taste, and Sharp Old English brand. Get several so everyone can enjoy his favorite for quick snacks and easy sandwiches. You'll find them in your grocer's dairy case, the 5 delicious varieties of Kraft Deluxe slices.
Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
Yeah, good news, Peavy.
Oh?
Yep. Birdie didn't go to Kansas City after all. He couldn't leave the little family.
My. I presume you'll want to return the vanity case.
Oh, no. No, I said I'd rather give it to her as a staying-at-home present. And I did. I'm no cheapskate, Pete.
Yeah, I'm glad of that.
You are?
You see, I sold that to you wholesale because it was a going-away present.
Yes, but...
Now that it's staying in town, I'll have to charge you the retail price.
Oh. Peavy.
I'll just put it on your bill.
Oh, well. What the heck? We still have Birdie.
Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by Paul West, John Elliott, and Andy White, with music by Robert Armbruster. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Ted Von Eltz, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick Ross, and Dick LeGrand. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality foods. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Hey, this is me again, folks. Before we say goodnight, I'd like to remind all of you how important it is that we attend and support the church of our choice. Especially right now, when certain forces around the world are trying to destroy the rights of mankind to his faith in God. Our churches are a vital part of our way of life. So go to church this week and take the little family. Good night, everybody.
Here comes that Groucho Marx on NBC.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you each week by the Kraft Foods Company. Kraft, you know, are the makers of the wonderful new Kraft pasteurized processed cheese and slices. Those perfect slices of extra mellow-tasting processed cheese that are formed, then wrapped and sealed for you right in the spick-and-span Kraft plant. You'll find them in your grocer's dairy case. 8 fine slices in every neat package. And those packages really are neat, and they hold 8 delicious slices. Look for them when you shop tomorrow. Those neat, square packages marked Kraft Deluxe Slices. Well, the great Gildersleeve considers himself a very lucky man. He's head of the water department, head of a happy little family, and he's headed for home.
By George, it's always nice to get home on a cold winter evening. Yes, sir. After a big dinner, there's nothing like sitting by the fire with your little family. Yeah. Look at those 2 snowbirds huddled together. Say, after dinner, I think I'll go over and sit by the fire with Catherine. Listen to those little birds cheep.
Throckmorton!
Oop, that's Snowbird.
Hello there.
Uh-oh. Mrs. Thompson's sister. Well, I'm not going to get trapped by that siren's call this time.
Come over here, you naughty boy, you.
Hello there, Vicky.
Where have you been, Throckmorton?
Me?
Well, I haven't seen you since you and the family were over at my sister's for Sunday dinner, and that's been over a month ago.
Well.
I hoped you'd be giving little Vicky a ring.
Yeah, I did. I phoned you the next evening, but you were out.
Oh. Well, I must have been spending the evening at the library.
The library. I know who was taken out, and it wasn't a book.
Why didn't you call me again?
Well, I did. But every time I phoned, they said you had a date with a fellow named Schultz.
Oh, now, Throckmorton, why don't you try me this evening?
What happened to Schultz?
Oh, he left town.
He did? When?
This afternoon. I just took him to the train. Can I take you home?
No, thanks. That is, I live right down the street.
All right. But really, Throckmorton, I haven't a thing to do tonight. And I feel I can hint to you, since Bronco's my nephew and he's married to your niece. What about tonight?
Well, I thought I'd go over and see you.
Yes?
Yeah, I mean, I was planning to,
What are you going to do, Throckmorton?
Let's say I'm spending the evening at the library. That Vicky's an attractive girl. But what a flirt she is. Well, no woman can wind me around her finger. Gildersleeve, I'm proud of you. You stood like the Rock of Gibraltar. You wonder where the little family is. Hello! Where is everybody?
Oh, hello, Unky. Welcome home.
Well, Marjorie, did you have a nice day, my dear?
Wonderful, Unky.
Good. Where's Leroy? And Bronco, the boy husband.
Well, Leroy's out back building a snowman, and Bronco's still working.
Oh? I thought he closed his real estate office at 5 o'clock.
Oh, he has a sideline now. After hours, he sells calendars.
Calendars?
Uh-huh. He says a lot of business firms buy them this time of year, and with the baby coming, he wanted to make some extra money.
Yeah, by George, that Bronco's quite a boy.
Hello, Marge, honey.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Watch it, Bronco. How's the calendar business?
Mr. Gildersleeve, I'm red hot. I've taken 3 orders for calendars since 5 o'clock. Mike's Bowling Alley and the corner gas station.
Yeah, well, that's only 2. Who's the third?
You?
Me? But, Bronco, what would I do with calendars?
Use them for goodwill advertising, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Your water customers will feel better about paying their bills if you give them a calendar.
Well, you may have something there. Everybody isn't too prompt about paying.
Oh, Unky, you're going to buy some calendars?
Sure, what the heck.
Oh, fine. Now, which of these pictures do you want on your calendars?
Yeah, let's see. Mostly dogs and girls.
How do you like this one, Mr. Gildersleeve? The Irish setter.
Yeah, I like this one, the Scotch lassie.
I think you're right, Unky. There's nothing like a pretty girl for a calendar.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Gildersleeve, but she's reserved.
She is?
By the bowling alley.
Yeah, I might have known. Nice pins.
Oh, you can put anybody's picture on the calendar, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah, I can?
Sure.
Well, give me time to think about it, Bronco.
Oh, whatever you say, Mr. Gildersleeve. Come on, Marge, honey. Tell me everything that happened today.
All right, darling. See you later, Unky.
Ta-ta! I could use my picture on the calendar. No, girls are prettier. So what about Catherine? By George, I'll hurry over there right after dinner. Katie. By George, this is a great idea. Putting out a calendar for the water department with my girl's picture on it. I'm glad I thought of it. Well, icicles hang from the eaves. Pretty.
Hello, Throckmorton.
Hello, Catherine.
It's chilly out here. Come on inside.
Yes, thanks. Nice and toasty in here.
Yes, it is. Let me take your coat.
Thank you.
Come over by the fire and sit down.
You bet. Catherine, I've got a wonderful idea.
Oh?
Let me see your profile.
You've seen my profile.
Yes, but my delinquent water customers haven't.
What are you talking about?
Now, tilt your nose a little. Let me fluff out that red hair.
Throckmorton, why are you looking at me with such a critical eye?
I was just wondering how you'd look hanging on the wall.
You what?
Yeah, I mean, well, the water department is putting out some 1951 calendars. And it occurred to me that you'd make a hit with the customers if your picture appeared on the calendar.
Oh, well, that's a very nice thought, Throckmorton, but I'm not a model. I'm a registered nurse.
Well, I think you'd register with the customers, too. You're pretty cute.
Thank you, Throckmorton, but I couldn't possibly do that. Why don't you get somebody else?
I'm not interested in getting anybody else. If I can't have you, I won't have anybody.
Oh, now you're acting like a little boy.
No, I'm not. But, Catherine, it'd mean a lot to me if you'd let me use your picture in your nurse's cap and uniform.
Oh, well, if it's that kind of picture...
Then you'll do it?
Well, if you really want me to.
You bet. And I'll put a caption on your picture. Our water is as dependable as your nurse. Always on tap. Step in, Leroy.
Gosh, Unc, you're swell to let me come to the office with you this morning.
Well, my secretary is off for the Thanksgiving holidays. Maybe you can help me run the water department.
Hey, can I cut off somebody's water?
No, Leroy. But I see Hazel left some water bills in the desk. You can seal the envelopes.
Keen. I like the glue.
What a boy who likes the glue.
What are you going to do, Unc?
Well, I have to get the water department calendar ready for the printers. Nice picture of Catherine in uniform. Huh, Leroy?
Yeah. Gosh, how'd you ever get Miss Milford to be on your calendar? She's so dignified.
Yeah, my boy, your old uncle has a way with women.
No kidding. How'd you talk her into it, Unc? Let me in on your secret. I ought to know these things. I'm growing up.
Well, Leroy, the first thing a man has to learn is never let a woman wrap you around her finger. Protect yourself at all times.
That doesn't sound easy.
Well, it takes an old smoothie. You learn by experience.
And you've had a lot of experience, huh, Unc?
Well, Who's that?
Hey, it's Miss Chase.
Vicky? I wonder what she wants.
Oh, good morning, Leroy.
Hi.
Well, Vicky.
Oh, Throckmorton, I found you at last. I had the most terrible time locating the water department.
Oh?
I get lost so easily. I suppose you're wondering why I'm here.
Yes, I am.
Well, Bronco came over to see his mother last night, and he was telling us about your dilemma.
My dilemma?
Well, that you're looking for a girl for your calendar. Well, here I am.
You? But, Vicky, I've already made a selection.
Oh, that's too bad. And I brought all these photographs down to show you.
Sorry. No use looking at them, I'm afraid.
Here's one of me at the beach.
Yeah, but there's no use looking at... Yeah.
Unc, I thought you said there was no use looking at them.
Leroy, go seal those envelopes.
What a character.
Aren't you going to ask me to sit down, Throckmorton?
Oh, sorry. I guess you're tired carrying so many pictures around.
Whose picture is this? The nurse.
The nurse? Oh, yeah, I was going to put her on the calendar.
Throckmorton, I'm surprised at you.
You are?
Look at my picture.
I've been looking.
Now, which would be better for the water department? A girl in a nurse's uniform or a girl in the water?
Well, it's hard to argue about that.
Oh, come on. Be nice to Vicky. I've always wanted my picture published, and you aren't giving me a chance.
Well...
If you use my picture, I'll give you a kiss.
Well, I believe in giving everybody a chance. I want to be fair.
Oh, Throckmorton, you're a darling.
What happened?
You promised to use my picture. Thank you, Throckmorton, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. No! Wait! Vicky! Oh, she's gone. Now what'll I tell Catherine?
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a moment. Friends, cheese lovers everywhere are excited about the wonderful new Kraft Deluxe Slices. And no wonder. Here's the best flavored, most mellow, pasteurized processed cheese you've ever tasted in the most perfect slices you've ever seen. That's right. Kraft processed cheese in slices are really different. You see, they're made differently. Instead of being cut from a loaf like other sliced cheese, Kraft slices are formed by an amazing new Kraft invention that captures extra cheese flavor, wonderfully mellow flavor in every perfect slice. And right after they're made, these perfect slices of processed cheese are wrapped, ate to a neat package, and sealed by Kraft. This way, they stay perfect and protected all the way to your kitchen. So you'll never find a sliver, a dried edge, or a broken piece in a package of Kraft slices. All 8 are perfect, and so easy to separate. Why, it's easier to peel them apart than it is to peel a banana. See for yourself. You'll want to get several packages, so you'll always have them on hand for wonderfully quick and easy snacks and sandwiches anytime. Look for this wonderful processed cheese when you shop tomorrow. Convenient, delicious Kraft Deluxe Slices. Get back to the great Gildersleeve. He's home now and finding it difficult to answer some of his nephew's questions.
I don't get it, Unc. You said a woman couldn't wind you around her finger.
Well, Leroy, you're too young to understand these things.
I don't get it. How did Miss Chase talk you into using her picture? It doesn't add up.
My boy, it isn't so much a matter of arithmetic as it is chemistry.
Yeah? Well, I got a chemistry set, but I don't get loused up the way you do.
Yes.
You know, Miss Gildersleeve?
Yep. Hello, Birdie.
Can I have one of your 1951 calendars for the kitchen?
Of course, Birdie.
That's nice. Miss Marjorie tells me you're going to have a picture of your cute little nurse on it.
Well...
Heck no. He's going to have a picture of Miss Chase on it.
Miss Chase? Mr. Gildersleeve, what made you change your mind?
Chemistry. But I don't get it.
Oh, youth.
Miss Gildersleeve, I've been thinking. If you promise to use Miss Milford's picture, and then you turn around and promise to use Miss Chase's picture, couldn't that put you behind the 8 ball?
Yeah.
Miss Gildersleeve, that does put you behind the 8 ball.
Now, Birdie.
Yes, sir, you may not know it, but that water department calendar's got you in hot water.
Well, could be.
Yes, sir, the water commissioner's in hot water. You blew hot and cold, so you in hot water.
You're all right.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you know where the water commissioner is?
Yes,
That's
Birdie.
right, he's in hot water.
I think I'll go down to Peavy's. The hot water commissioner needs a cold Coke. Gildersleeve, the old smoothie. Phooey. I shouldn't have talked Catherine into this. Say, wait a minute. I did talk her into it. She didn't want her picture in the calendar in the first place. So what am I worried about? I'll just call her and tell her I'm using another picture. Of course, I don't have to tell her whose picture I'm using. Gildersleeve, you are an old smoothie. Hello, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can your friendly neighborhood druggist do for you?
Give me a Coke and give me a nickel.
Give you a Coke and give you a nickel.
That's right, Peavy.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, if I give you a Coke, you should give me a nickel.
But, Peavy.
Why should I give you a nickel?
Peavy, here's a dime.
But the Coke's only a nickel.
Yeah, I know that. I want to make a phone call.
I thought you wanted a Coke.
Oh, my goodness, Peavy. I want a nickel Coke and I want a nickel for the phone.
Oh, why didn't you say so?
Over.
You want me to mix the Coke now or wait until after the phone call?
Mix it now. This telephone call won't take long. See, I promised Catherine I'd put her picture on the water department calendars. But I've changed my mind. I'm using another girl.
Isn't that dangerous?
Yeah, don't you worry, Peavy. The old smoothie knows how to handle these things.
My.
If you don't believe me, I'll leave the telephone booth door open. Yeah. Then you can hear me in action.
I can hear you with the door closed.
Katie will be tickled to death to get out of this. I talked her into it, and I'll let her talk me out of it.
Hello?
Hello, Catherine. This is Throckmorton.
Oh, hello, Throckmorton. I'm so glad you called.
About that picture for my calendar, Catherine.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
You do? Good.
I'm so excited about it.
Yeah?
All the doctors want calendars for their offices.
They do.
And Mother wants to send them to all our relatives.
But, Catherine...
I'm terribly flattered that you picked me, but of course you would.
Yeah, I would.
You know, I may have a better picture taken. Do you have any new ideas about the calendar?
Well, none I can talk about now.
Oh. Well, then I'd better go to the hospital.
Yeah, I'll be going to the hospital, too.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Here you are. Here's your Coke, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Thanks, Petey.
And an aspirin.
Over.
Sounds like the old smoothie hit a few bumps.
Don't rub it in, Pete.
No, sorry, Mr. Gildersleeve. I guess I shouldn't. But if I were in your shoes, I'd be tempted not to put out a calendar at all.
You would?
I'd do like the Russians. When you're caught in an embarrassing situation, just walk out.
Say, I don't have to put out a calendar. I promised Bronco I'd buy them, but I'll just pay him his commission. He'll be happy. Then I don't have to use either girl.
Do you want 2 more nickels to call and tell him that?
No, thanks, Petey. I'm paying Bronco the commission. Let him tell him. Good old Bronco. What a salesman.
But, Bronco, I don't understand.
Well, to make a long story short, Miss Milford, Mr. Gildersleeve has decided not to put out a calendar this year.
Oh, well, that's a quick change, even for Throckmorton. Bronco, just why did he send you over to tell me this?
Well...
What are you laughing at?
Oh, that Mr. Gildersleeve. He gets into the worst pickles.
Oh? How sour is this one?
Well, perhaps I shouldn't, but I guess I can tell you, Miss Milford. You're so understanding.
Oh, very.
Well, after promising to use your picture, you can understand what happened to Mr. Gildersleeve when another girl came along.
Bronco, could this other girl be your Aunt Vicky?
How did you know?
Woman's intuition. Vicky must be quite a person.
Well, she's nothing like you, Miss Milford. She's the exotic type.
Oh.
And not that you couldn't be, of course, if you wanted to, but you wouldn't want to.
Oh, wouldn't I?
Of course not. You're just a good old-fashioned girl.
I am?
You're dependable and reliable. You're the wholesome type.
Thanks, pal.
What I mean is, you're not a flirt. You're a dignified registered nurse.
Well, tonight I'm off duty.
Oh.
Oh, nice of Bronco to get me out of this, Marjorie. It was worth the commission.
Oh, you can depend on Bronco, Unky. He'll fix it for you.
Sure.
Miss Gildersleeve,
Yes, Birdie?
want to see the turkey we have tomorrow?
No, thanks, Birdie. I don't trust myself with that turkey. I feel so good I might eat it all tonight.
Yes, sir. You lost your appetite there for a while, didn't you?
Well,
Poor Unky. Women can do that to him.
you will never again.
No, sir.
I am now immune to feminine wiles.
Yes, sir.
I'll never be lured into another jam by a pretty face.
No, sir.
Well, I won't.
Oh, somebody at the door.
Yeah, I'll get it, Birdie.
I better run upstairs, Unky. My hair's in curlers.
You're all right, my dear.
Good evening, Throckmorton.
Well, Catherine, come right in. Catherine? What an unexpected pleasure.
Thank you.
You're right, George. I scarcely recognized you at first. New lipstick?
No, just more of it.
Oh. Here, let me take your coat.
You're so gallant, Throckmorton.
Well. Say, new hairdo. Upsweep?
Do you like it?
Very much. You gets it up off your bare shoulders. Nice.
I hoped you'd think so.
Yeah, I do.
Shall we sit together here by the fire?
Yeah, I like that idea, too.
I think the fire gives us enough light without this lamp. Don't you?
Well, it's a nice way of cutting down the light bill.
My hands are so cold. I think I'll hold them near the fire.
You might get burned, Catherine. Let me rub them. Stimulate circulation.
All right. Throckmorton,
Yes, Catherine.
you aren't rubbing them, you're just holding them.
Oh.
But I like it.
Me too.
This is living.
It isn't bad. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. Catherine, you're wonderful.
Throckmorton,
Yes?
about Bronco, do you think he's working too hard?
Rocco, why do you ask?
Well, I saw him for a minute this afternoon, and he was babbling something about you not putting out calendars.
Oh, that. Well, you see, Catherine, I decided.
Throckmorton, your coat collar is turned up in the back.
It is?
Mhm. Let Catherine turn it down. There. My, what nice broad shoulders. mind if I rest my head?
Mind? Not at all.
Now, what were you saying about the calendars?
I don't know. What was I saying?
That Bronco was confused?
Well, somebody's confused.
You do want calendars with Catherine's picture on them, don't you, little boy?
I'll say I do.
That's fine. Now I have to go home.
Home?
I think it's wonderful that you're using my picture.
Yes, but... Oh, now what do I tell Vicky? Gildersleeve, you're trapped again.
The Great Gildersleeve will be right back. Now, if the folks at your house just can't agree as to the kind of pasteurized processed cheese they like best, don't worry, because Kraft Deluxe Slices come in 5 delicious kinds. So everyone can have his favorite, whether it's Kraft American with pimentos added, Kraft Brick with that grand, deep-down rich taste, Nut Sweet Kraft Swiss, or Sharp Old English brand. No matter what variety you like best, each neat package contains 8 perfect slices of delicious processed cheese. You'll want several kinds on hand always for fine-tasting snacks and sandwiches you can fix at a moment's notice. Look for them in your grocer's dairy case, the 5 delicious varieties of Kraft Deluxe Slices.
Uh-oh. Just a minute. Hey, Unc.
What is it, Leroy?
Miss Chase is on the phone.
Oh, brother. You give me the phone, Leroy.
Nice to have known you, Unc.
Hello, Vicky.
Hello, Throckmorton. About the calendar, I hear you're putting one out after all, with the nurse's picture on it.
Well, Vicky, it was just one of those things. There was nothing I could do.
Uh-oh.
Throckmorton, why don't you come over to my house this afternoon for Thanksgiving dinner?
Thanks. But I'm having Thanksgiving dinner here with the little family.
Yeah, and he's thankful.
Thanks, Leroy. Good night, folks.
Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by Paul West, John Elliott, and Andy White, with music by Robert Armbruster. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Dick Crenna, Kathy Lewis, Shirley Mitchell, and Dick LeGrand. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Here's a quick, pleasant way to make leftovers more delicious. Just add a little Kraft prepared mustard and you'll add a lot of tang. Hidden flavors in boiled ham, sausage, most any meat pop right out. Every bite tastes better. Now you can get 2 kinds of Kraft mustard. Salad mustard, delicately spiced for those who prefer a milder flavor, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. Have both kinds in your pantry. Then with every meat dish, hot or cold, just add a little mustard, and you'll add a lot of tang. Kraft prepared mustard.
For a half hour of spine-tingling excitement, be sure to hear The Falcon next Sunday over this station. Check your newspaper for time of broadcast, and listen to The Falcon solve the case of the Stooges' errand.
Here comes that unconventional gentleman, Groucho Marx, on NBC.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you each week by the Kraft Foods Company. Kraft, you know, are the makers of the wonderful new Kraft pasteurized processed cheese in slices. Those perfect slices of extra mellow-tasting processed cheese that are formed, then wrapped and sealed for you right in the spick-and-span Kraft plant. You'll find them in your grocer's dairy case. 8 fine slices in every neat package. And those packages really are neat, and they hold 8 delicious slices. Look for them when you shop tomorrow. Those neat square packages marked Kraft Deluxe Slices. Now, let's see what's doing with the Great Gildersleeve. The day's work is done, and the water commissioner is at the wheel of the family car, heading homeward. He seems to be in fine spirits.
Say, Christmas decorations in the windows already. Yeah, I'm glad to see it. Yeah, I love the Christmas spirit. Well, there's old Moneybags Bullard walking home. Look at him, marching along with his nose in the air. I hope he catches in a tree. What a snub that Bullard is. Oh, what the heck. I'll offer him a ride. It's only a couple of blocks. I can stand him that long. Hello, Bullard.
Oh, good evening, Gildersleeve.
Yeah, I'm on my way home. Can I give you a lift? Old neighbor? Old friend?
Thank you. I'll ride with you.
Well, good. Where's your Cadillac, Bullard? Break down, did it?
No, I'm having a new set of tires put on.
New tires? What was wrong with the old ones?
One of the valves was leaking.
Oh.
This is the nice car you have.
Well, thank you.
Has a self-starter, has it?
I've been thinking of trading it in.
Naturally.
How's everything at your house, Mr. Bullard? Everybody fine?
Yes. My little niece Brenda is quite excited. Tomorrow night her school is holding its annual junior cotillion.
Cotillion?
That's a dance.
Oh.
Brenda's a pupil of Mrs. Murphy's seminary.
Seminary, huh?
Private school.
Oh.
It seems Brenda must invite a boy to be her escort at the cotillion. A boy of good family, of course.
Stuffed shirt.
Mrs. Murphy's seminary caters only to the best people.
Super snob.
From what I hear, Brenda is planning to invite your little nephew, Leroy.
Well, Leroy, what? My Leroy? She is? Well.
Of course, you know how boys are. Leroy probably won't go.
You won't go? Leroy? Oh, yes, he will. He comes from a good family. Bullard, have a cigar. Imagine little Leroy going to be invited to Mrs. Murphy's cotillion. Right, George, old Bullard is true blue. Only the children of the leading families are being invited. And Leroy's in my family. Gildersleeve, you may not be rolling in dough, but you're getting into the upper crust.
Hello, Unky.
Good evening, Marjorie.
I was watching through the window, and I noticed you drove Mr. Bullard home.
Yep, I picked him up down the street. We had a fine talk. I misjudged Bullard all along, Marjorie.
Oh?
Absolutely. Took me all this time to find out that he thinks very highly of me. In fact, he considers us to be one of the best families in town.
Did he say that?
Well, not in so many words. But it was the same thing. By the way, where's Leroy?
Well, he's upstairs.
Has little Brenda been over?
Not that I know of. What's going on, Unky?
You wait. Big surprise. Leroy!
Yeah?
Put on a clean shirt, wash your face, and comb your hair.
What did you say, Unc?
Ilfer. I said get cleaned up.
What for?
Oh, my goodness. There she is at the door.
I get it. What's going on?
You'll see, my boy.
Hello, Birdie.
Oh, good evening, Miss Brenda.
Is Leroy here?
Yes, and he's right here. Won't you step in?
Thank you.
Well, hello, Brenda.
Good evening, Mr. Gildersleeve. And Marjorie. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Leroy. Hi.
Leroy, don't you know how to answer a lady when she speaks to you?
I said hi. Excuse me, I'm going out and help Birdie. Don't you want to come, Unky?
No, thanks. I'll stay here with the children. Well, nice to see you, Brenda. Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
What's on your mind?
Oop. Leroy, you don't ask a lady what's on her mind.
Well, I didn't expect an answer. I was just being sociable.
I came over to ask you something, Leroy.
Yeah? What?
Leroy, you don't say what?
Unc, why don't you talk to her?
I was only reminding you of your manners, my boy. Brenda's a lady, and you're a gentleman.
Okay. I was wondering, would you like to take me to the cotillion tomorrow night?
For a walk?
A dance, Leroy. You've heard of the cotillion.
It's sort of a dance. It's at Mrs. Murphy's seminary. It'll be awfully nice. I'd like to have you go with me, Leroy, if you're not busy.
You'd love to go, Brenda.
I would?
What time, Brenda?
Be at my house at 7 o'clock. My Uncle Rumson will drive us over.
Yeah?
Well, that's fine. And thank you very much for asking him, Brenda. Leroy will be there at 7 o'clock.
See you tomorrow, then. Good night, Leroy.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Good night, Brenda.
Unc, what'd you want to get me into that for? Holy cow.
Well, Leroy, this is a very important affair. The children of all the best families are going to be there.
Then what am I going for?
Leroy, we are one of the best families. This proves it. Mr. Bullard would never have let Brenda invite you if he didn't think we belonged in the Blue Book.
Blue book, schmoo book.
No, my boy. Besides, you like Brenda. She's a fine little girl.
She's okay. But gee, Unc, I can't dance.
You can, too. It'll be a lot of fun. You wait. They'll have fruit punch and cookies. All you can eat.
Yeah?
You'll enjoy it.
You can't dance while you're eating, can you?
Certainly not.
How long will it last?
About 3 hours, from 8 until 11. Why?
I wonder if I can keep eating that long.
Well, don't you worry about it, my boy. It'll be a fine evening. Now, you run upstairs and get cleaned up for dinner.
Okay.
What a boy. He really wants to go. He just had to be prodded a little.
What happened, Unky?
Yeah, it sounded like you were having a big discussion in here, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, you home, Bronco?
As I came in the driveway, I saw Mr. Bullard's little niece, Brenda, going down the walk. Cute youngster.
You bet. She and Leroy have a date for tomorrow night.
Leroy has a date?
Yep. A very nice dancing party at Mrs. Murphy's seminary. Quite fashionable. Children of all the leading families.
Well, you never can tell, Mr. Gildersleeve. Leroy's date with Brenda may be the beginning of something.
What's that?
Well, that's how I found Bronco. He took me to a dance, and now he's mine.
Oh, Marge.
But you were both grown up. Leroy's just a boy.
Well, you know what they say about childhood sweethearts, Unky.
Yes, sir. Great oaks from little acorns grow.
Well, by George, Leroy could do a lot worse than little Brenda.
I know what you were doing, Unky. You're making a match.
He's a regular Cupid, isn't he, Marge?
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. Cupid and his little dart.
Yeah, excuse me, children.
Where are you going, Unky?
Before Birdie puts dinner on, this Cupid is going to dart down to the drugstore and get some cigars. Hello, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this evening?
You give me a couple of El Lobos, Pete.
Very well. There you are.
Yeah, I'd better take a little box of chocolates, too, Petey, for Leroy. He's going to his first dance tomorrow night.
Little Leroy? My.
He is very exclusive. Children of Summerfield's most prominent families.
This is the one Leroy is going to?
You bet. And you'll never guess who it was who invited him.
Who?
Mr. Bullard's little niece, Brenda. Aren't you surprised, Petey?
Well, yes.
Well, you don't show it.
I blinked my eyes.
You have another customer, Peavy, so I'll be. Well, hello, Bullard.
Good evening, Gildersleeve. Hello, Peavy.
Good evening, Mr. Boyd.
Yeah, I was just telling Peavy. Your niece and my nephew are having their first date tomorrow night.
Yes, they're going to Mrs. Murphy's cotillion.
I thought they were going to a dance.
Peavy, ordinary people call it dancing. We call it cotilloning.
You don't say.
Yes, little Brenda is all a flutter over the occasion.
Yes, old little Leroy. He can hardly wait.
Yeah. By the way, can you give me a small bottle of perfume, Peavy?
Perfume? What fragrance would you like, Mr. Bullard? I have Scarlet Midnight, Dizzy Dew.
No, Peavy. This is for Brenda.
Perfume for little Brenda. Sweet.
Well, here are some perfumes for children. How about Little Bo Peep?
Brenda's a little beyond the Bo Peep age. Don't you have something halfway between Little Bo Peep and Dizzy Dew?
Well, how about Lily of the Valley?
Good.
Sure. Leroy will like that. He loves the outdoors. Well, Judge Hooker.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Oh, Judge.
Good evening, Judge.
My, we have quite a gathering here. Are they buying something, Peavy, or did they just come in to smell the licorice?
Smell the licorice. This is a real occasion, Judge.
Oh?
Tomorrow night, Mr. Bullard's niece, Brenda, and little Leroy are having their first date.
No.
Yes, sir. They're going to a cotillion. That's a dance.
Leroy and Brenda. Those two dear children. Life's most cherished moment. It brings tears to my eyes. I can't find my handkerchief.
I can tell you one for a dime.
No thanks, Peavy. I found mine. How vividly this recalls fond memories of my childhood, when I first escorted a little flaxen-haired miss to a taffy pull.
A taffy pull?
I bet you were stuck on her.
Peavy, how fine it is, Rumson, that you and Gildy have at last buried the hatchet. Finally joined hands in friendship.
Yes, sir. Bygones are bygones. Eh, Bullard?
Yes, I suppose they are.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. The way it looks now, you two fellas are liable to be related.
Well, it could happen. Tomorrow night might be the beginning of a romance, leading someday to wedding bell.
Oh, now, Judge.
Judge, what an idea. Marjorie and Bronco were talking about the same thing at home. Of course, it's silly.
Well, childhood sweethearts, sometimes grow up and get married. In the spring, a young man's fancy lightly turns to love.
Judge, please. Nobody is getting married.
Nobody's even thinking about anybody getting married.
Yeah, of course not.
Brenda has a number of years ahead of her.
So is Leroy. Plenty of time to find a good wife.
A girl has to look around.
So does a boy. He can't just marry any old girl that comes along.
Well, I wouldn't say that Brenda was any old girl.
Oh, no.
In fact, she wouldn't marry just any old boy.
Well, Leroy isn't just any old boy.
You aren't thinking he might marry Brenda?
Marry Brenda? Leroy? Certainly not. That's ridiculous.
What's ridiculous about it?
Well, nothing. Simply that I'm not trying to make a match. I mean, I wouldn't want Leroy.
Oh, you wouldn't want Leroy to marry my niece?
No. Yes.
My family isn't good enough for you.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
Gentlemen, please.
Gildersleeve, I wouldn't let my niece marry into your family if you owned the state of Texas.
Oop. Is that so?
Yes.
All right.
And you can tell Leroy he can just forget about going out with Brenda tomorrow night.
Yeah, and you can tell Brenda she can forget about going out with Leroy. What do you think of that?
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Gildersleeve, you're a nincompoop.
Oh, go to a cotillion.
That's a dance.
Peavy, this is all your fault.
My fault?
You started this whole thing. Peavy, you're an old troublemaker.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a moment. You're missing something if you haven't discovered Kraft pasteurized processed cheese in slices. I should say. You're missing the most delicious, most mellow processed cheese you've ever tasted. In the most perfect, even slices you've ever laid eyes on. Kraft Deluxe slices are wonderfully different because they're made differently. Instead of being cut from a loaf like other sliced cheese, Kraft slices are formed by an amazing new Kraft invention that captures extra cheese goodness, a through-and-through mellow flavor in every perfect slice. Then, just as soon as these slices of fine processed cheese are made, Kraft wraps and seals them, 8 to every neat package, so they'll stay perfect and protected all the way from Kraft to you. That means you won't have to put up with any more slivers or dried edges or broken pieces, because Kraft slices are really perfect, and they're so easy to separate. Just open a package and peel them apart. You'll find it even easier than peeling a banana. Tomorrow when you shop, get several packages of this wonderful processed cheese, so you'll have plenty on hand for those quick snacks and sandwiches you need so often. Once you discover them, you'll never be without convenient, delicious Kraft Deluxe slices. Get back to the great Gildersleeve. Our water commissioner's dream of making Summerfield's social register went up in smoke last night. Leroy's date with Bullard's little niece Brenda was called off very suddenly by the uncles involved. And this morning, at least one person is quite pleased with the way it came out. Little Leroy.
Leroy, what you hollering about?
I feel good. I don't have to go to that darn old dance tonight.
Too bad.
What's too bad about it? I think it's keen.
Oh, I was thinking of little Brenda. Leroy, you better start being nicer to the women folks. If you don't look out, you ain't going to go up and get married like Mr. Bronco and Miss Marjorie.
Oh, I'm nice to him, but holy cow, they're always hanging around.
What a boy.
Who's at the back door?
Why, that's Miss Brenda. Morning, Miss Brenda.
Morning, Birdie. Hello, Leroy.
Hi.
Could I speak to you a minute? Outside?
I don't feel like going outside. Tell it to me inside.
Leroy, you get on out there. That poor little girl.
Okay.
Go on now. Poor little girl.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
Leroy, my uncle says I can't go with you tonight.
Yeah. My uncle says I can't go with you either.
Leroy, what'll we do?
Nothing.
But I want to go with you.
Oh, get somebody else.
I don't want to go with somebody else. I want to go with you.
Well,
Leroy, we don't have to go to the cotillion. We could go someplace else. My uncle just said I couldn't go to the cotillion with you.
Well,
Leroy, don't be mean.
I'm not being mean. Gee, don't cry.
Do you want to hold my hand?
Okay.
Leroy.
Yeah?
I like you. Do you like me?
You're all right.
Thank you. Well, I have to go now. I'll be waiting for you by the tree in front of our house at 7.
Well, I don't know if I'll be there.
Goodbye.
I don't know if I'll be there. Women make life so complicated. Hi, Marge. Hi, Bronco.
Hello, Leroy. Oh, what's your problem, little brother-in-law?
Is Uncle Mort home yet?
Not yet. What's the matter, Leroy?
I got worries.
What is it, Leroy? Girls?
Yeah. Mr. Bullard said Brenda shouldn't go to the cotillion with me. Uncle Mort said no, I shouldn't go with Brenda. But Brenda wants me to take her someplace anyway. You think I ought to?
Poor Leroy. Unky and Mr. Bullard ought to be ashamed of themselves.
You're right, Marge. Hey, you know what I'd do, Leroy?
What?
I'd stand up for my rights. Go over there and take Brenda. Go someplace if you want to. Faint heart, ne'er won fair maiden.
I got a one already. What am I going to do with her?
Do you like little Brenda, Leroy?
Yeah, I guess so.
Then you do just as Bronco said. And if Uncle Mort or Mr. Bullard say anything...
We'll take care of it. Leave it to us, Leroy.
Thanks. You're keen. Well, if I'm going with a girl, I may as well face it.
Face what?
I gotta take a bath.
Hello, Birdie.
My, you home late this evening, Miss Gildersleeve?
Well, I had a lot of water bills to get out. Family had dinner?
Yes, sir. They've eaten and gone.
Eaten and gone. Leroy, too?
Yes, sir.
Where'd he go?
I don't know, but he took a bath and put on clean clothes before he went. He's going someplace, that boy.
He is?
Yes, sir. He was clean and handsome and bright in the eyes. 2-1, he's headed for Brenda.
You but Birdie.
He was clean and handsome and bright in the eyes. 2-1, he's headed for Brenda.
You all right, Birdie?
Mr. Gildersleeve, you know where 2-1 Leroy was headed?
Yes,
That's
Birdie.
right. It's 2-1, he's headed for Brenda.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. That boy went over to Bullard's.
Gildersleeve! Gildersleeve!
Oop. There's Bullard. What's he bellowing about?
Gildersleeve!
You all right? Don't knock the door down. I'm coming.
Gildersleeve! Where's that nephew of yours?
Bullard, don't you roar at me. Where's that niece of yours?
He's with your nephew. Where's he?
He's with your niece. You started this whole thing, Bullard. You and that darn cotillion.
Gildersleeve! Here's a note pinned to your front door.
What's this?
Huh?
Yes, says, Dear Uncle Mort, Brenda and I have gone to Union Station. Don't be sore. Love, Leroy. Union Station?
Union Station? They're leaving us. Running away together.
On the train. Little Leroy.
My little friend. We drove them away, Gildersleeve.
No, Bullard. It's not all your fault. I'm to blame, too.
We're fools, Gildersleeve. Blind fools.
You're all right. Well, let's not stand here. You're getting tears all over the rug. Let's do something.
Yes, do something. We've got to do something. Come on, Gildersleeve. In my car. We'll go to the Union Station. Maybe we can head them off before the train leaves. Come on, Gildersleeve. Run!
I'm running. We've covered every inch of the depot and the freight yards. Not a sign of them.
I'm afraid we're too late, Gildersleeve. They must have taken the 7:30 train for Kansas City. My little Brenda, little Leroy. We've turned them against us, Gildersleeve. Just a pair of fools, that's what we are. And now we're paying the price.
Stop blubbering. I can't stand it.
Let's go home to my cold, empty house and call the FBI.
FBI? G-men?
Chasing little Leroy? Or they'll just take them off the train. Poor, frightened little kids. Driven from their home. No place to go. Little Brenda. Bullard, stop blubbering. There's Brenda's little window. Dark. Leroy's little window. Dark. Let's go into my house and phone.
It's Bullard. Wait a minute. There's somebody standing on your porch.
It was a lovely evening, Leroy.
Gildersleeve. It's Brenda. Leroy's with her.
Good night, Brenda. Good night, Leroy.
Brenda!
Bullard! Leroy, we're sunk.
No, you're not. Your uncle and I just came over to surprise you.
We're not angry with you. We're happy. Happier than you will ever know.
You have no idea how happy we are. We thought you were gone. Both of you.
Oh, Brenda, don't ever do that to your uncle again.
So what?
Well, it was that note you pinned to our door, Leroy.
What about it, huh?
Well, you said you were going to Union Station.
Yeah, we did. That's the title of the movie we saw.
Movie?
We went with Bronco and Marjorie. It was a wonderful picture. picture.
Yeah, I'd like to see it again.
You would? What time is it, Bullard?
It's 9 o'clock.
By George, you can see it again. We'll all see it. If we hurry, we can get there in time for the second show. Come on, everybody, let's go.
What a character. But I like him.
The great Gildersleeve will be right back. Now, if pleasing the whole family is your biggest problem when it comes to buying cheese, just listen to this. Those wonderful new Kraft Deluxe slices come in 5 delicious varieties. That's right. Those fine slices of pasteurized processed cheese that Kraft makes and wraps 8 to the package come in 5 different kinds. Mellow Kraft American with pimentos added, Kraft Brick with that deep, rich flavor, Nut Sweet, Kraft Swiss, and Sharp Old English brand. So every member of the family can have his favorite processed cheese for swell-tasting snacks and sandwiches that are really quick, really easy to fix. Tomorrow, look for them in your grocer's dairy case. The 5 kinds of delicious Kraft processed cheese in slices.
Confound it. Leroy's got the phone. And I wanted to call Catherine.
Can I speak to Brenda, please? Hello, Brenda? Hi. I don't know if I can walk to school with you tomorrow. I don't know. Can't you find somebody else?
Listen to that boy. The way he treats little Brenda.
Yeah, I don't think I can tomorrow. Oh, all right. Sure. You're welcome.
You are welcome.
Goodbye.
You're right, George. Maybe the boy has something there. Hello, Catherine? I don't know if I can make it to your house for dinner tomorrow night. Can't you find somebody else? You can? Oh, Catherine, wait, please. Leroy.
Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by Paul West, John Elliott, and Anthony White, with music by Robert Armbruster. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Dick Crenna, Barbara Whiting, Gail Gordon, Earl Ross, and Dick LeGrand. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve.
There's magic in mustard. Yes, when you want to put new taste excitement in almost anything, just add a little mustard and you'll add a lot of tang. Hidden flavors pop right out. Every bite tastes better, particularly if the mustard you use is Kraft prepared mustard. There are 2 kinds of Kraft mustard, you know. Kraft salad mustard, delicately spiced for those who prefer mustard mild, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. Get both kinds, for when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Kraft prepared mustard.
For a half hour of spine-tingling excitement, hear The Falcon each Sunday over this station. Consult your newspaper for time of broadcast and listen next Sunday as The Falcon solves the case of the harried husband.
Here comes that unconventional gentleman, Groucho Marx, on NBC.